it's Tommy here and welcome to a brand new Liverpool transfer news video. And the 442 magazine is reporting that Liverpool are in talks with Bayern Munich over the transfer of Benjamin Pavard, the World Cup winning French midfielder. Liverpool, of course, signed Alexis McAllister very quickly, and defensive cover remains a big priority for Jurgen Klopp. Jurgen Klopp was asked if Liverpool are looking for a centre-back, and he said that we are looking to sign players in every position if the right kind of player is available. So we are looking for a centre-back, and Bayern Munich may well overhaul much of their squad, with Raphael Honigstein writing in The Athletic that the power struggle behind the scenes will give manager Thomas Tuchel a bigger role to shape his squad in his image rather than relying on a director of football. Bayern Munich famously won the Bundesliga title after Borussia Dortmund choked on the last day of the season and they could only get a 2-2 draw, so Bayern won the title, and straight after, even during the title celebrations, they sacked Oliver Kahn and Sashan Salihamidzic, the director of football at Bayern Munich. And of course, Bayern are looking to maybe get João Cancelo back from Manchester City. He had a very successful loan spell and he plays in the same position as Benjamin Pavard. Sports builder Christian Falk, writing for Court of Sight, has made the claim that Benjamin Pavard is on the radar for Liverpool, with the Frenchman seeking a clean break after 4 years at Bayern Munich, where he won 4 titles, a Champions League and many other trophies. So guys, if you enjoy these transfer news updates, make sure to leave a like and subscribe if you're new around here so you never miss the latest Liverpool transfer news updates. And Christian Falk said his agents are already talking to other clubs. Among them, Liverpool is now a hot candidate. And Pavard could make a lot of sense for Liverpool because not only can he play centre-back, but he can play right-back as well. The problem is the other clubs who are looking to sign Pavard, they are all in the Champions League. And Liverpool are the only really big club after Pavard who are in the Europa League. But I think you have to look at Liverpool as a long-term project, and we have been to 3 Champions League finals in the past 6 years. We have been a regular Champions League team in the past 6 years as well. So hopefully Benjamin Pavard will be convinced by Jurgen Klopp and the Liverpool hierarchy to play for Liverpool. So he could give Trent Alexander-Arnold competition, but also when Trent bombs forward or plays in that deep lying playmaker role, he could cover the right side even better than Ibrahima Konate does, because Benjamin Pavard knows how to play right back, and sometimes Konate has to drift out to basically play as a right back, and Virgil van Dijk has to drift over to play Konate's position, and sometimes Robertson has to tuck in to play a little bit more inside. The big question is, does Bayern Munich have the money to sign João Cancelo? Because if not, they might want to keep Benjamin Pavard. Benjamin Pavard is very good at playing in a back three, and Thomas Tuchel's favorite formation has been the back three formation, 3-5-2, 3-4-3, whatever formation he can figure out at Bayern Munich. And if that's the case, if Tuchel wants to keep Pavard, then Liverpool might not be able to sign him. Pavard is valued at around 35 million euros, which is around 30 million pounds by Transfermarkt, but maybe Bayern want a little bit more money for Pavard. I'm not sure if they want to sell him yet, but the fact that Liverpool are very interested in Pavard gives me great encouragement. But the owners have to spend some money, because there has been some reports that Liverpool are a little bit hesitant to pay 30 to 40 million pounds for a centre-back when we still need to sign 2 more midfielders. But we have been saving for Jude Bellingham for 3 years. That was the story. For 3 years we didn't sign a midfielder because we were waiting for Jude Bellingham to become available. And now suddenly we don't have any money to spend. What is this nonsense? I'm absolutely enraged by this. And Florian Pettenberg said that Bayern is willing to sell Pavard next to Hernandez. They know that Pavard definitely wants to leave the club in the summer. It's a question of the price now. The Benjamin Pavard has a lot of clubs interested in him: Real Madrid, Barcelona, Liverpool, Man United, Man City, Inter. I mean, those are very, very good and very big clubs clubs as well. And he's 27 years old, so he's not a young player anymore, but he has bags of experience. And I think we need to look for these kind of players who are true winners. Pavard has won so many trophies and titles in his career so far. He would be a great signing for Liverpool. And you know, defenders can easily play until they are 32, 33, even some even play until they are 34 or 35 years old. So there is no reason why Pavard couldn't sign a new 5-year contract at Liverpool and even maybe extend that contract and play until well into his 30s, and he could easily, instantly come into the Liverpool team and make an instant impact. And who knows, Liverpool might want to try Trent Alexander-Arnold in the defensive midfield position, and Pavard could play as an out-and-out right back, giving Trent even more license to go forward, because he doesn't necessarily have to slot back into the right back position in a defensive shape. But of course, Liverpool-based journalists are skeptical about Liverpool interested in Pavard, but we have to take those kind of reports with a pinch of salt, because James Perr and other journalists said Liverpool were not interested in Thiago just days before Liverpool actually announced Thiago. The likes of Neil Jones are saying what Liverpool Football Club want to put out into the media. They are not really revealing any talks, official talks going on, while in Germany, like Christian Falk broke the news that Liverpool are in talks to sign Thiago. So that's why I wanted to take this following segment with a pinch of salt. What Neil Jones said, I didn't think it made sense for Liverpool to be interested in Pavard when it first emerged, from his point of view and from Liverpool's point of view. If it was a free transfer, you would say maybe there would be a little bit in there. Dismissing transfer stories is always a dangerous thing, but Liverpool have dismissed it. Liverpool have said that it's not true. We are not in for Pavard. We are not after him. He's not a target. It's very rare that Liverpool have said in those explicit terms, look, the Pavard to Liverpool deal is not happening. Apparently that's what Neil Jones has been told by Liverpool, so make of that what you will. Sometimes you might get the wishy-washy dismissal of not really much going on there, or not at this moment in time. It wasn't that, it was, we are not interested in this player, we don't want this player. That's what Liverpool are saying. I don't expect him to be a Liverpool player this summer. Neil Jones continued, whoever I've been speaking to, Liverpool doesn't either. It will be interesting to see where he does end up, but I don't think it will be Anfield. You know what, that makes sense from the point of view Pavard would probably cost around 40 million, and maybe Liverpool don't want to spend that amount on a 27-year-old when we are still looking to sign 2 midfielders in this summer transfer window. But I just wanted to give you guys all angles. The reports coming from Germany, from multiple journalists, is very different from what Liverpool-based journalists are reporting, and that is usually the case with foreign players. Like Darwin Núñez's transfer was broken by a journalist from South America, and the Liverpool-based journalist didn't really say much until Darwin Núñez was already flying over for medical. And also there are other midfielders that Liverpool are interested in, and we will look at some of them in this video. For example, Van der Veen, who is playing for Wolfsburg, the team where our sporting director came from. He said, I'm very good at Wolfsburg, so I don't mind staying at Wolfsburg for another year, but if I get the chance to leave, I would like to leave. Of course, I read everything about the transfer rumors, I have good contact with my agent, so I know what's going on. I will see where it will lead. So Mickey van der Veen is maybe hinting at some big clubs, if they are interested in him. He would like to move, but if not, he's happy to stay at Wolfsburg and keep developing as well. He's only 22 years old, so he has, of course, a lot of room to grow and evolve and develop, educate himself even further in football. Hopefully he can become a better player. And apparently, according to Code Offside, Liverpool have added Torino defender Perr Schuurs to the list of transfer targets this summer. He's a left-sided centre-back as well, and he came from Ajax to Torino. Torino had a pretty decent standard to their usual standards. They finished in the top half of the Serie A. They didn't qualify for Europe. They missed out on that by 1 or 2 places. They finished, I think, in 8th or 9th place in the Serie A. The Serie A, like middle teams, were very, very close to each other. in points, and the Torino could sell Schuurs for around 20 to 25 million euros, or maybe a little bit more. And he got a lot of praise from Liverpool fans when we played Ajax last season. So in the 21-22 season, where he was 22 years old, he actually outplaced Sadio Mane. Sadio Mane was still playing at Liverpool at that time, and some Liverpool fans said that's the first centre-back I've seen who outpaced and outmuscled Mane. So of course he has a lot of potential, and he's still very young. I think playing a full season in the Serie A for a mid-table club was good for his experience. Centre-backs need to play at a young age and they need to develop and grow, and the centre-backs get better with experience usually. So hopefully Liverpool will sign a centre-back who is good enough to play alongside Virgil van Dijk or Ibrahima Konate. I think Perr Schuurs would be an upgrade on either Joe Gomez or Joao Matip. Perr Schuurs still has another 3 years left on his contract, so we probably have to pay around 25-30 million pounds for his services at least. But being one of the Serie A's top performing defensive players, he has caught the eye of Jurgen Klopp, of course. So at the moment we are considering a lot of centre-backs, and we have a lot of centre-backs on our radar. He's a very tall player, 6'3" tall, which is around 190 centimeters tall. And the reports are saying that Torino would be ready to open negotiations for around 20-25 million pounds, which I think would be a really good price for a pretty awesome centre-back. Of course, he's not world-class yet, but he's only 23 years old, so he has a lot of room to grow. He made 51 tackles, which made him the second highest tackling player in the whole Torino squad, and he averaged 3.2 clearances per 90 minutes and also 2 aerial duels won per 90 minutes. So it looks like that he has a very good stats as well, and he has the versatility to operate slightly higher up in defensive midfield, can also get involved in the opposite end of the pitch. He got 3 goal contributions, 2 assists and 1 goal in 33 games for Torino. And he already won 6 trophies throughout his career, mainly with Ajax, of course. So he would be able to hopefully add to the winning mentality that Liverpool are having and trying to build with new signings as well in the squad. And Ian Doyle gave a fascinating Q&A interview to the Liverpool Echo, or in the Liverpool Echo newspaper. Ian Doyle is a very respected English journalist, and he said, I didn't expect Liverpool to finish 5th, let's make that clear. I think the transitional season has in some ways happened, the realization that the old team is over and this is now becoming a new one. That mental shift is sometimes the most difficult, although ultimately it is performance that counts. There will absolutely be a transition in midfield in the coming season, but I think the main hurdle has been overcome. Liverpool now have a new aim looking forward, rather than worrying about maintaining the past. The new look attack can settle, and the defense appears to be sorting itself out. And Ian Doyle also said that Liverpool, probably because both Khéphren Thuram and Manu Kone are very similar players, they will only sign one of them because of very similar profiles. But with Alexis McAllister in, Liverpool don't need to sign a player with Premier League experience for the midfield next. So it can be either Khéphren Thuram or Manu Kone. Both players are, of course, outside of the Premier League, but they have very good potential. Because they are similar players, it makes sense if Liverpool want to sign 3 players with different profiles for the midfield, that we pick one of Khéphren Thuram or Manu Kone. I would pick Khéphren Thuram because he looks a little bit further in his development, football development. And Ian Doyle also said that there has been some rumors around Tsimikas potentially leaving Liverpool, but Tsimikas said that he's happy at Liverpool and he wants to stay at the club. And also Matip will only be allowed to leave if Liverpool sign a new centre-back. And Ian Doyle also gave his thoughts on how the midfield could evolve at Liverpool next season. He said Henderson is likely to be more irregular starter next season. So Henderson will still start some games, just not as many as he started before. And thank goodness for that, because I don't think Henderson is good enough anymore to start regularly for Liverpool, at least not in a lot of games. Thiago is similar, mainly because of his injury record and his age. Bajcetic is still very young and he will be in and out of the Liverpool side. But it will be, different midfield profiles will start against different teams depending on what we need tactically from the midfield, how to work, how to operate. Against different opposition, you need different kind of profile of midfielders to play in your tactical setup into your system. McAllister will feature very heavily, and Fabinho is the only experienced, dedicated defensive midfielder at Liverpool so far, and I think that's a weakness in the squad. I would have liked for Liverpool to sign a defensive midfielder, but if we sign either Kevin Thuram or Manu Kone, they can play defensive midfield as well as the box-to-box midfield role. So we definitely need a profile of a player who can pretty much play both those positions. And Ian Doyle said that the midfield which ends the season will be probably very different from the midfield that starts the season at Liverpool next season, and that makes sense because that actually happened this season as well. Ian Doyle also said that he didn't hear any interest from Liverpool around Declan Rice or James Maddison, and especially Declan Rice, he would be very expensive. After winning the Conference League and playing a lot of games for West Ham and playing well for West Ham and for England, Declan Rice would cost at least 70, maybe even 80 million pounds, and I think Liverpool want to or do have the money to pay that amount for just one midfielder. Also, sadly, Ian Doyle said that there is no imminent news around investment into Liverpool Football Club. When it happens, it will accelerate very quickly, but so far it's very quiet on that front. Nobody really heard anything as far as Ian Doyle is concerned. No journalist is reporting anything on the investment front, which is really sad because it looks like Qatar could take over Man United, and if there is Man City, Newcastle and Man United, three clubs, state-owned, Chelsea still have incredible amounts of money to throw around, and Arsenal and Tottenham are also spending some serious money on transfers. Where does that leave Liverpool with these owners? I always wonder, how can we compete with these clubs? With the state-owned clubs, we absolutely cannot compete financially, and it takes even a miracle worker like Jurgen Klopp to even get near winning the Premier League title. I mean, yes, we won one, we should have won three. If Man City weren't state-owned, we would have been 3 times Premier League winners, and we could have won a lot more domestic cups as well. And Ian Doyle said that Liverpool are not targeting players necessarily based on the, who do we require to sign when it comes to like homegrown players, because we will figure it out. Liverpool are just trying to sign the right kind of players for the right amount of money, but the owners have to put their hand in their pocket and support Jurgen Klopp with a serious amount of money. Otherwise, I will be making FSG out videos throughout the whole of next season, and I don't really want to do that. I just want to enjoy the football. I just want to enjoy supporting Liverpool and enjoying reporting the Liverpool games to you guys, where we win a lot of games when we challenge for the title. That's a lot more fun that way. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. Hope you enjoyed this. Have a nice day. See you later. Good night.